Hello, welcome back to Sitting and Chatting. I'm Liam Whyte.
I'm Allan.
And I'm Euan Mackenzie.
Nice to have you on, mate. Thank you very much for coming
Thanks for having me, guys.
No worries.
I know, I took a wee bit of arranging, but finally
I got there
happened,
eventually.
Apologies from the pair of us, I suppose.
That's alright.
I did turn you down a bell till last
We
week.
did, you patched it. I was sitting there all excited waiting.
It's fine. It's fine, but we watched a great movie instead, didn't we?
Half of a great movie. Yeah, sometimes movies are just too good to watch the whole thing at once.
Yeah, I know, I did.
Mistakes were made on my part, however. We are here.
Yeah, I know, mistakes were also made on my part, so we can agree and move on.
We'll move on for that.
So yeah, and I'll start with when I started with Francis a few weeks ago. What is your earliest memory?
Ooh, that's an intense one right off the
I
bat. Isn't it?
know, they don't go easy on this.
Wow. My earliest memory would be probably being sent down the stairs by my sister in an IKEA bag.
Let me just step back a wee bit here. Your earliest memory is you in an IKEA bag being sent down the stairs.
Nah, it's obviously one of those larger IKEA bags, one of the heavy duty ones.
You're a very tall guy, I assumed it would have been.
Well, yeah, it was many years ago. This wasn't like last week. This was like a good
3 months ago.
13 days ago. No.
Days ago.
No.
Fair enough. So
like
that's your earliest memory. Why?
Well,
That's my first question, is why?
well, you know how older siblings can be a...
We're only
Oh,
child,
okay.
so...
Inform me then. Older siblings can be very influential because as a child they are the closer to an adult than you, but still enough of a kid to be relatable to you, so you kind of see them as some sort of model to base yourself by. So if an older sibling tells you something is a good idea,
That's a good idea.
it's a good idea. And apparently going down the stairs in an IKEA bag.
Did you injure yourself?
I don't think so. As everybody knows, children are made of magic and rubber and can survive almost anything. So,
Fair enough.
Fair enough. So, did you always say that you'd have a close relationship with your sister then, or an abusive one like that?
I've heard many. I can't even remember most of the things, but apparently one time she tried to drop a washing basket on my head from like 12 feet up when I was like 3 years old.
Did you just go along with that as well? Like, yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Well, no, I was like 3 or something. I could barely even walk at that point. Right?
So, I'm pretty sure you could walk.
What possible?
You could have walked
you start
away.
walking at?
Like, I don't know, one?
One and a half.
One and up.
I don't really know the gauges for...
Ewan was a late bloomer. We should probably put a disclaimer out there as well that Ewan's memory is different, shall we say, to most people.
Not the best, no. But I did get her back because I painted her teddy bear blue. It was a giant teddy bear, right? It wasn't the full thing that I painted blue. It was a huge one, like bigger than me at the time, like an actual size of like a child teddy bear. And then where somebody was painting a wall blue, and they had one of the paint rollers, like the full on things. I just fucking hooked it right across the face in a big streak.
Big blue streak.
Yeah.
Why was there paint just lying about?
Well, I presume somebody was painting.
Did you just go, were you at the toy shop and just like, yes, I want the paint, that's exactly what I want?
Yeah, well,
So you painted the teddy bear blue?
yeah,
Part
a
of
little
the
bit
teddy
of it, yeah.
Ah, well, I mean,
bear. That's a bitch.
what would
She's
you
still mad about it to this day.
well, so much is easy to forget about it, you know.
Yeah.
So what would you say your family dynamics like then, if that's how you dealt with your sister?
Family dynamics. Oh, it's very intense. All members of my family are very stubborn and,
Not including
It's
you,
like
of course.
it's an eye for an eye, and when you live with people, that just keeps on going forever until, people get
Yeah,
sent
I
down the stairs.
You only have two eyes, so you're going to get blind
So
eventually.
you end up blind going down the stairs in an IKEA bag.
So, well, I mean, the thing I sort of wanted to get across is obviously I've known you for a long time now, and for as long as I can, well, actually, up until the point that I known you'd finally settled down, but you travelled, like, you moved a lot around when you were younger, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So, where did it start off? Can you remember everywhere?
I was born in Aberdeen.
Wait, represent.
Worst cunt area.
I don't even fucking remember it. I don't remember anything about Aberdeen. I was
You
just
can't forget the
born
shitty things in your life, to be honest.
It's like you block it out, eh?
Try your best.
So you're right, mate, you were born in Aberdeen.
Born in Aberdeen. I think we moved to Owen after that. I can't really
I'm sorry, but where's that?
Oh,
I didn't even know that
I
one.
don't even fucking tell you, man. There's a place called Owen that I lived for like a week. Owen, like Aboyn.
As in like the things in the sea, sort of.
No, it's like the sound a trampoline makes.
So you moved there. You couldn't tell anyone.
No,
idea what that is.
I remember a bit about it. I remember we had neighbours and stuff.
Was that
I don't remember that we had neighbours. I remember the neighbours' names and things. Right?
Was it a remote area? Was it a weird
I think so. It was very.
Is it still on the east coast of Scotland?
Oh, they had maybe. I don't know. They had this thing called the Aboyne Highland Games. That was pretty cool. They came across and that.
Was it like 3 people all taking part in it?
Aye.
So
me, my mum, my sister.
And from Aboyne to where then?
I think it was Stonehaven after that.
Uh-huh.
I know where that is. That's just near Aberdeen. And Stonehaven is
big
fantastic. Yeah, it's a big road where there's this. That's where they invented the deep fried Mars bar.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh well, there's something good that's come out of Stonehaven then, I suppose.
Stonehaven is a really cool place. The only thing that confused me, right, is that it's right by the sea, okay? Like, it's coastal, like, there's a really nice beach and stuff. But right, like, maybe 30 feet in from the beach, the sea, right, is a swimming pool, right? So it's an outdoor swimming pool, so just like a wall around it. And that's not even the best bit. It's salt water as well.
Wait, what?
So
Wait,
like,
no, it's not.
What's the point? Like, you pay to get into this salt water outside pool about 20 feet from the actual sea.
What moron came up with that decision and who approved of it?
Well, I mean, I actually paid to get in a few times. So who's the biggest idiot?
Well, it looks like you were the idiot involved as well.
We did have a shark slide though, so that kind of made up for it.
Was there sharks on the slide?
It was slightly warmer. No, it was like a conveyor belt. Like you go on the slide and it's like moving. Like it shot you down.
That sounds pretty cool, to be fair.
It wasn't that fast.
So basically it's torpedoing kids from like about 30 feet up.
Yeah, there was like an age limit. You had to be like 10 or whatever to go in it. Because
Yeah,
obviously after 10 you're a real hard man. Can take anything.
So wait, what age were you then when you moved to Stonehaven?
I don't know. Honestly, could not tell you.
And then after Stonehaven?
After Stonehaven it was Stirling.
Yes.
And then we're getting somewhere. Well, wait a minute, hold on, because you went to my primary school at 6, so you must have done all those 3 places then before that.
Yeah, was it 6?
To be fair, for mocking your memory, it's pretty impressive you could remember all that before.
Well, most of it I've
to
just been told, to be honest.
Alright, fair enough.
Like the places.
You still don't even remember it.
You still have like wee fragments. And then from Stirling?
Stirling, I moved a few houses in Stirling, like just about the place.
You've not moved from Stirling, have you?
I have, for a little bit. I went, well, I see, I've not really like moved, but like, well, I went to Canada for like a year. That was a big move.
So you went to Canada for a year.
Yeah, that was in
Canada.
Oh, there's an island called Salt Spring Island off the west coast.
Right.
That was pretty cool place. Like,
getting to Canada, and then after Canada, what happened on?
Came back
to the best city in the planet.
Back to the Stirling, sunny old Stirling.
I thought you went to Alloa after Stirling.
Well, because my mum and my sister stayed in Canada for a bit longer than me, I came back with my gran, stayed with my gran in Alloa, and then I stayed with my auntie who lives in Stonehaven for a little bit. Then I came back to Stirling.
And now you've been trapped here.
And now I'm here. This is
the best city in the planet.
See, like
this wonderful podcast.
I appreciate that. So would you say moving around a lot sort of like made you as a person? Because obviously I've never moved out of Stirling. I don't think you've ever moved out of Stirling.
No.
So like basically all our whole lives is basically reformed around Stirling. So would you say it's sort of like made you, like it's had an impact on you as a person having a lot of moves compared to what a lot of people would go through?
Well, I don't know. I have nothing to compare it to. I've only lived one
life.
Well,
I get that, but do you think put it this way, right? If you had the choices in all the moves, would you still go through with it and live exactly the same life, or would you still stay to where you were?
Yeah, I would. I think it makes you more worldly.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not counting going to the north. Apart from Canada, I'm not counting the north of Scotland.
It's not very worldly, but it's slightly more worldly than not moving anywhere.
I suppose, fair enough.
It's
Canada sounds that sounds brilliant.
Yeah, so go through Canada. How did the move to Canada actually happen, and what came about to actually go through with it to go there?
It was the summer holidays, right? My mum was like, let's go for breakfast. So we went to Morrison's for breakfast for some reason. Right? You know, the one in Spring.
Your memory seems to be fucking amazing for Sunday.
I know, I'm actually quite impressed. As you know, what
what did everybody
really
eat?
Specific. I got a Flying Scotsman breakfast. I don't know what they got.
Fair enough.
And they were just sitting there. And then my mum, I can't remember how she phrased it exactly, but she was like, "How would you guys like to just move to Canada?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, sure." I was like, "No."
How old were you at this point?
13, 14?
Yeah, 13, I think.
Something like that. Aye. So then we arranged the whole thing. I didn't even think it was really happening. I thought it was just like a pipe dream. My mum was just kind of thinking of it, but that did actually happen in the end, right? Then we had this leaving party at Frankie and Benny's.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, so...
Yeah,
so you know, well, I've known you since I was 6, and you know, we planned for all our like primary school mates to be there, you know, like to see you and off, you know,
it was really
in a way that was, no, it was, well, it would have been really emotional, except that except that everyone turned up 2 hours early before you, 2 hours before Euan turned up for his own leaving party.
It was quite late.
Euan was that late to his own fucking leaving party, he didn't even get a meal.
Yeah, it was fine though, because like said goodbye and then.
Yeah, then you really did fuck up. It's sort of like summed you up as a person at the time we just didn't expect to happen. What sort of just did.
Yeah, it was really it was nice seeing everybody. And
yeah, because I'm pretty sure you didn't even leave like at the end of the school year, didn't you? You left like quite early on.
Through.
Yeah,
it really messed up my school career, you know. But what can you do?
So once you moved out there, then so what was it like? What was your place that you stayed at like? What was your school life like?
Oh well, it was the summer holidays when we got there, so I wasn't actually going to school immediately, right? When we get there, we arrive at Vancouver Airport, right? And then immediately just get completely lost. We're meant to be meeting these two people that we're going to be sharing a house with, right? Called Charlene and Ellie, right?
Right.
Oh, it's all coming back to me now.
So it's like therapy to you now.
We eventually found them, right? And then the first thing we did was we went to this big like shop, like your stereotypical superstore. And I was amazed because like all these things that we didn't actually get over here, like you know your Hershey's bars and your fucking Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms.
It was a 13-year-old addicted to sugar.
Like, yeah, it's like it's like that scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they go into the huge.
And this was just the airport. Euan was already hooked.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. And then we got to this shore, and then we had to get on a ferry in the car. Took us over to the island. It was pretty cool. Then we just like all the houses because it was like there's only like. There was not many people on this island at all, so like all the houses were like nobody had neighbours really. They're all like really spread out like in foresty areas. So we drove up to this house that we were renting, and like it was awful. Like, the whole thing was falling apart. It was infested by everything. Like doors were broken and fucking everything was just awful. I was like, alright, we can't really stay here for very long. So we just kind of stayed there for a bit, which was really
So wait, did your mum know that the house was in this state when you were going there?
No, obviously not.
Well, it was like there was the pictures online and she was just lied to by the photos.
Well, I think they were older pictures.
Like from the 80s or something.
I wondered why it was in black and white, but there you go. Yeah. No, and then we eventually moved to another house with the same people because obviously they didn't want to stay there either. And that house was amazing.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's not even that one. It's the one before the one you're thinking of.
Okay, right. Okay. I didn't know about this one then.
We're living with these two people, Charlie and Ellie. By the way, they have a really annoying chihuahua called Louis. He's the worst thing ever. So he only ate human food and his breath was so bad.
Unbelievable. Sorry, so like how is it your mum decided like to rent a house with these people and what sort of age were they?
Well, Charlene was my mum's age-ish. They became friends when they were over in Scotland on holiday. And then her daughter was about Catherine's age, my bigger sister, so they became friends.
And then
I just kind of tagged along.
You were just the outsider.
Yeah, I was just that fucking 12-year-old kid in the background. Yeah. There you go. Aye, but then this house was amazing, right? You had like the lower floor, there's a basement which nobody ever went into because it's locked all the time, which is weird. There was a pantry, fucking what? Yeah, just a place to store dry food, a whole room.
Whole fucking room.
And then you went upstairs. And there's like a couple bathrooms. And one of them had like a jacuzzi in it. Like there was like
my fucking room
2 rooms, and then there's another huge room, like an absolutely huge room that had like it's like a corner thing. And in the middle of that room was a spiral staircase that went up to a shitey wee attic with only 2 walls.
Wait,
no,
what?
Sorry, 3 walls. Like the fence bit, like the spiral staircase went up to like a fenced off area. Then it was just room, so there's like no wall blocking it from the rest of the other room.
Oh, right, okay.
That was my room, obviously, the top shitey attic.
Oh, so you had this amazing house and then you was chucked away in the attic.
It took about 5 minutes to get to my room to go to the front door.
Yeah, there's no difference compared to your old room in this.
Oh, yeah, I always get the best rooms in my family.
Can I ask, not to be like, obviously you can tell if it's too private or whatever, but I think it's fair to say, like, I mean, I haven't seen like all your houses, but the one that you've stayed in the longest in Stirling anyway, I wouldn't say that's like a very big or like impressive house. However, then from going to Canada, suddenly you're able to get this house. Is there any like correlation? Or prices just really
basically the economy in Britain is shit.
Getting all political again.
It's on our podcast again.
But I mean, who said that? I mean, no, it's just different. Like, things are so much more affordable over there. Like, it's actually unbelievable. Also, the next house that we went on to, well, actually, there's a bit in between that, right? Because my mum and this lady Charlene started not getting along, right? I was pretty convinced that they'd stolen my Nintendo Wii. I was pretty mad about that.
The sad times really were kicking in.
Well, I mean, it took about fucking 4 weeks to get it shipped over because we took a lot of stuff over in our suitcases that we had to like go for a couple months with, but then the rest of the stuff was coming over, like, you know, my guitar and that, which obviously was very necessary because I couldn't just buy another one. That would be ridiculous.
I must have made it really bad as well because you had to ship it back a year later.
yeah, it wasn't as permanent as we thought. Alright, so they got into a huge argument. I was like, here, they definitely stole my Wii, right? But I don't know if they did. The Wii was never found or seen again.
Still to this day.
Still to this day.
Bastards. Yeah, I'm just saying, right, though, whilst you left us with... so we went, sorry, a wee bit of sidetrack, when Euan left as well, me and 2 other friends along with Euan invested into a PS1, and then Euan somehow, at the time that we gave it to him, didn't tell us he was moving to Canada, moved to Canada before we got the console back, and when we returned they didn't have any cables to go with it. It's quite impressive.
I don't know how it happened.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
They probably stole it.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, they fucking stole the Wii, right? Anyway, that's not important. I just thought I'd put that in there.
Just because you're still so angry that
I'm pretty mad about it. And they got into a big argument, so like it was super bad to the point where like, right, we need to sneak out this house while they're away. Right?
Wait, why was so? Wait, did the argument start from the fucking beer? Or was it like
no, that's irrelevant. I'm just pretty convinced that they did steal the Wii.
I was wondering like if your mum started laying into this last week because they stole the Wii.
I can't remember what it was actually about. And then we just like snuck away, got our stuff together, snuck away. Like, right,
snuck away.
Aye, we were just like
in the middle of the night or something.
No, in the daytime, but they were away somewhere. And then we're like, right, okay, let's go stay. We need to find somewhere to stay, right? So we booked a hotel for like a week, right? Go to this hotel. And they're like, no, you haven't booked a hotel here. Turns out my mom had booked a hotel like fucking 5 million miles away for the same company. And they're like, oh no, it's fine, we'll just give you a room anyway, which is just as well, which probably would have been eaten by bears or something. So then we go into this room and it's literally just one room and there's 3 of us and it's like, oh come on, there's no way. There's me just sleeping on the floor in a crappy hotel for like a week. And then all of a sudden it's like fucking going from amazing house, shitey hotel. It was literally the biggest jump down ever, and then we went all the way back up to an even better house than the one before.
Were you
a fucking cow outside?
Wait, what? Was that your pet?
There was a life-size, like, clay cow called Daisy or Lily, one of those 2.
A classic cow name sort of thing. So like, see when like you went over there, and especially the time when you hit like rock bottom, so to speak.
Yeah.
Were you like? I mean, I've known you never to be a worry. You've never been the sort of guy to like either complain about things or get worried about things. You don't normally do that. But even then, was there like some sort of part of you that was thinking, shit, I'm in a foreign country, I don't know many folk here, and like we're sharing a hotel room together?
Well, I mean, the reason that I am, as you say, sometimes not very worried or anxious about things is probably because of things like that. Like, I was very concerned. I was like, I'm like living in a hotel, effectively homeless in a foreign country where we know nobody, right? So then when you come back here and like you have a wee bit of an issue, you're kind of like, yeah,
I've got mates or family or whatever.
A big deal, you know. But yeah.
So was by the time you're in the hotel, was that still during the summer holidays, or was that?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
that's what an eventful 7 weeks that you had, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, it was. It was really good. And then we moved to this other place. Mm-hmm. Which was amazing, right? As I said, I had a big cow outside, a fake one, obviously. Not even obviously. I probably should have mentioned it's fake. The door didn't have like a lock. Well, it did have a lock. It wasn't a key lock. It was a number pad, right? You had to put the code in and it let you in. But my sister, being a teenage girl, just told everybody
the code.
But it's fine because the whole island was just full of hippies, so nobody ever committed any crimes ever. So
that's decent, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. There's like a fucking huge ass cinema room with like a 72-inch TV, and there was like 4 armchairs and another 4 armchairs behind it. So it was ridiculous.
So I remember me and Strain and Nick, my other friends, were away on holiday, and then we just thought, oh, we need to like Skype you, and it's been like about 10 weeks or whatever, we need to see how he's doing, sort of thing. And this is at the point where he's living in this big house, right? So we had no idea about everything that happened previously. We were FaceTime, we were just like, alright, how you doing? It's just like, oh yeah, it's amazing, guys, you walk to it, and it literally took you in about an hour to get around this house. I'm not even shitting you. And we only have memories to his like wee cramped townhouse, and we're like, how have you gone from that to that?
It's like fucking. It was like an episode of MTV Cribs.
Really? We didn't get on to. So what was it your mum was doing out there at the time then to afford all
being
this?
A solicitor.
Ooh,
it's like working for a legal firm. Which is easy because nobody, as I said, nobody ever commits any crimes in Canada. So.
Well, surely you would be out of the job pretty fast then.
It's just a backup, you know, just in case some pesky Americans come over.
Yeah, you had a good job as well though, didn't you?
What?
Oh
yeah, I forgot about that. I worked on a hot dog stand for a bit. That was fun. There was a market every week in like the middle of the island. A place called Grace Point, which is really cool, like a rock formation that came out and you could jump off into the water. That was cool. And we had hot dogs. I sold to people. Didn't actually get any of the money. I was just doing it.
Wait, did you not get paid for that job?
Well, my mum literally bought this stand from somebody, so I just helped her with it. Like Fair she enough. Just sold hot dogs on the side as well. I was like, alright, yeah, give it a bash, mate.
So you were a hot dog stand seller.
It's quite
salesman. I prefer.
It's quite a change from going swimming in a salt bath pool in Stonehaven to then go all the way back to Canada.
Frying bars.
Yeah. Hot dogs to hot dogs. What an upgraded life we had. So what was the school dynamic like? Compare it to like our school. What was different?
What schools did you go to over here?
Over here, I went to a place called Arduthy first. That was the primary school. And then it was St. Ninians.
Woo!
And then it was Stirling High.
Woo!
Gulf Island Secondary School. Then back to Stirling High.
And then how was the school out there?
Oh, it was like, you know those stereotypical school buses, the yellow one with the red stop sign that comes in. One of them, right?
Did you ride on them every day?
The first time I saw it, I was like, no way, I didn't think those were actually real.
Just a movie.
I thought that was a movie thing. Those buses are 100% real. I was amazing. So, yeah, got on that. There's like red leather seats. It was pretty cool.
Pimp.
Yeah, it started like the days were like an hour longer than here. They're like 7 hours or something. But
when did you start and finish?
It started at like 9 and finished at 4, I think. But on Wednesdays it was like a half day, and we got Fridays off entirely.
German bastard.
So it was pretty banging.
Yeah, but so did you? I mean, obviously you've always had it really no problem to make friends or like get along with people. Was that the same for you out there? Was it quite easy for you to fit in with folk? Or?
Yeah, I mean it was alright. Like everybody was like super relaxed, so it wasn't too difficult to make friends. I actually made friends with another guy called Liam, who was French.
Bastard! You never told me about this. There's a fucking traitor out there somewhere taking my space.
French Canadian Liam.
French Canadian Liam.
Imagine that.
Thankfully, it wasn't just a French Canadian version of you, because that would have been weird. I also made friends with a guy called Odin, like the Norse god. Which was pretty cool.
He names our fucking kid Odin.
I don't know. He's a pretty cool guy though. The school was mental. Like the art teacher.
There was no uniform.
No, there's no uniform. You got to wear whatever you want, which is actually scarier than it sounds, because you have to pick out an outfit every day. You know.
Do you prefer the uniform or non-uniform?
I prefer. It depends. Like, because obviously when I was there, I didn't have that many clothes because I only had the suitcase that I brought over until everything got shipped.
So you had.
So I had to wear the same thing like all the time. So it was kind of shit. But if you had,
so it's basically a uniform anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. But the school was mental. The art teacher was also the biology teacher.
How many people's went to school, so roughly?
Not even like 400 or something.
So about the same size as St. Indians then?
Well, you have to remember that in like Canada and America and that, there's like 3 schools instead of 2.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
there's middle school,
Yeah,
elementary, middle and high school.
Yeah, I was in 9th grade, I think it was called then, which is about 2nd year or something, or 3rd year, 4th.
It must have been 3rd year by the time you were out there.
Yeah.
Well, our 3rd year.
Yeah. And that was like at the very start of middle school.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, so you start like another school in like 3rd year for here. It's pretty weird, but like the teachers would have rap battles at lunch and stuff.
Sorry?
Yeah, like it was mental.
The teachers,
yeah,
like rap battles.
Imagine Sunderland High doing that.
They were all so nice. Like one time I actually started having like a sing-along karaoke with the French teacher, who was actually Moroccan, on the staircase. He had a guitar. It was like
it's like the
really
biggest
stereotypical hippie school.
Sounds
really
like
good though.
Did you have like exams at that point, or?
There was exams, but I left just before them, so I didn't have to do them.
So did you technically, I suppose, in a certain sense, skip a year as such?
Yeah, pretty much. I accomplished nothing. I still went to school and learned everything, but accomplished fuck all.
So do you still speak to anyone then from Canada?
No, I used to play a bit of Minecraft with French Canadian every now and then.
This bastard! I need to be this bastard that's taken my spot.
No, I haven't talked to anyone in a long time.
So yeah, but apart from obviously going to school, what do you do as hobbies on the side whilst you're out there?
Oh well,
a bit different.
You're gonna laugh when I tell you. I actually did parkour.
You didn't tell me that when you came back, no.
I did parkour, yeah. I went to...
What, like, was it like a club, or did you just think, nah, fuck, I'm just going to go and climb buildings?
It was a club, yeah. The only reason I had to stop was because we're doing it, for some reason we're outside the school, right, and there's like a really high canopy held up by like stone struck, like supports, right? Okay. And we're like, right, we're gonna like run up them, like just run up as fast as you can, grab onto the top and pull yourself up. It's like, alright, okay. So first guy did it, and then I was gonna go 3rd, and then the second guy was French Canadian Liam, right? And what does he go and do? He fucking runs up, like absolutely fucks it, cunts it right on his face, both his teeth, front teeth fly out, he's bleeding everywhere. The instructor was like, oh, I can't deal with that, and he kinda like runs away.
What sort of
instructor? No, it was actually really messed up. The guy wasn't even that old, that's why he panicked. He didn't want to accept responsibility for it, right? So I was like, okay. So
what age was it?
Like 16 or something. So phone his mum, or we're going to school and phone his mum, and his mum comes to get him, and I help her take him to the hospital, which is only like 2 minutes away because Island's really small, right? Then we get to the hospital. I'm pushing him about in a wheelchair for some reason, even though he just smashed his teeth. I think it's because he was like really faint. He kept like passing out and stuff.
Did you pick up his teeth?
I did. It was really gross. I had a napkin though. Well, I gave it to the dentist and he was like, maybe I could put it back in, but maybe not, probably not, because it's been a really long time. And then the best bit is, right, put him in the hotel room, his mum looked at him and his mum fainted, and they were both lying in hospital beds next to each other. I just started
Classic Liam.
Yeah, no, that was dumb.
So apart from parkour, what else did you get up to?
I also did Aikido. Which is a martial art.
Were you just training to be in like the military or something, like special forces?
I'm such a ninja now, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't do it for very long. It was really cool though. Not got any interesting stories about that. Although, for some reason, the guy that taught it was Scottish as well. I mean, what are the chances of that, right? You go all the way to Canada, learn a Japanese martial art, and the guy that teaches it is Scottish. What are the chances?
Keep your options open, you know, for different things. So did you really enjoy your time over there then?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't really remember most of it until I just started spewing it all out just now.
Fair enough.
But there you go.
If you could go back again, like even to live, would you take it up again if the option arose?
Not to live, probably not. No, like I like my life here now. Got a good job, good friends, enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd definitely go back and visit. 100%.
As I said, best city in the world, so...
Yeah, why do you ever want to leave Stirling? When you got things like fucking dusk,
Life can't get much more better.
Exactly.
So, obviously I might get a wee bit personal for the next bit, and if you want me to cut everything out then you can just say. But, well, you know the expression people go through, phases, I suppose, like the class joke. It's not a phase, mom, sort of thing. When you came back from Canada, you weren't the same person that sort of left.
No, I mean that's...
and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but you really changed in a short space of time.
Yeah.
You're completely long gone, because I remember just before you left, when I just became friends with Stu, and me and him were had snuck some of the alcohol out of his mum's cupboard and that, were drinking it. And then when we were walking down, we ended up telling you the story. You started getting really pissed off at us because you thought it was really immature and irresponsible.
Wait, was that after or before I left?
That was before you left. Just before you left.
Yeah. No, it certainly changed me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because
So the question earlier, it did change you, when you were travelling about, has made you a different person.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it all relates back. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a point as well, which basically all our mates were quite worried about you, because you came back and then it came out of nowhere because you just messaged us when they said, oh yeah, I'm coming back, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's enough. I did forget. I sometimes don't see certain things as being important enough to mention to other people, and other people seem to get really confused about. For example, my English teacher in Canada was very upset that I didn't tell her that I was leaving. I just left. Apparently she was really upset about that. And then my pal Owen, I forgot to tell him as well. And when my sister was still there, because I came back before them with my grandma, apparently he was like, is Euan off sick today? And then she was like, no, he's halfway across the world. He was like, oh, okay.
That's pretty fucked. I can forget to tell what you're mate.
I don't think about things like that, man. I just...
That's
what I was late to my own leaving.
Just to dive out of that, sorry. So why was the reason you and your gran came back early then, opposed to your mum and your sister?
Well, firstly, I wanted to come back. I was ready to go back at that point. I was like, yeah, we'll go back. Might as well go back now, because my gran was over for Christmas, or maybe it was just a holiday or something. But she was over, so I was just gonna go back with her and stay with her for a bit. And also, the school year is starting, so if
you wanted to get
part, I'd have to come back at that point.
Fair enough. But yeah, also I say if you want to cut it, then it's fine at the end, just say it. But so when you came back, it was fine, because you came back just before this year started, didn't you? You came into the summer holidays, and we saw them in celebration then, and then school started, and then it changed quite dramatically, quite quickly, didn't it?
I wasn't prepared for see when you're that age and you got all the hormones and you're going through puberty and that everything's already messed up as it is. See when you're just being thrown about loads of different places, living with different people, not really knowing what's going on and all that. Your school career's been messed up because you didn't do exams there, because you had to be moved all this place. It really gets to you. It's happened to me, at least, for a bit. So it just took a wee while to get back to my normal self, and then
I think it was more of a shock to us as well, because you were always like you're always the jolly, like, happy lad of, like, always, you know, try your best, you know, just have a bit of fun, you know, sort of thing. And you went from that in like a few weeks from when you went back to not turning up at school, pretty much secluding yourself to your room the full time, not coming out at all to see us anymore. You wouldn't like speak to us at all, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, as I said, see, if you're just being, if somebody else is like, obviously it's not my mum's fault, but if she's like moving me about all these places, right, I think it instills a feeling of lack of control over your own life. So it makes you want to keep control of the things you can do, as in like stay in your own space, i.e. your own room, and you can like keep everything how you like it to be. I think that's the base psychology of that.
Do you think maybe as well affected you more because you moved at a point in your life to Canada where, like, you know, you had like all of us as friends, you know, and you're doing well at school, and then it just sort of like, and then it just completely changed, like, well, like you said, you're in Morrison's one day, your mum mentioned it, and then you're like up and away quite soon afterwards.
I mean, certainly when you are going through that time, obviously that's a rough time for everyone, like the ages between, like, you know, say 12 and even like 20, like some people are still going through like hormonal imbalances up to quite late.
So like big changes in your life during that point.
Yeah, and at that point you really need like a good solid, living space with like friends and lots of family to just like support you through that time. So if you don't, I'm not like saying that I had a bad time in Canada by any means, but it was certainly not ideal for that time in my life, I'd say.
I mean, like, I got to the point as well, even mind, because like, it was good, because obviously I would say why, but I mean, like, you and your mum and your sister, when they came back, you started having fallings out and whatever. And then I got to the point as well when, you know, like, it was that bad at one point. I was having to set up a spare bed in my house for, like, on Christmas Day, because, like, you didn't even know what you, like, if you were going to be in the house or not, like, on Christmas Day. Which must be a pretty fucked up thing to go through as a 14-year-old or whatever at the time.
Well, I mean, my family are all pretty predisposed to mental illnesses. So obviously none of them, it's not any of their faults, but like sometimes because of like certain chemical imbalances they will like behave irrationally or
definitely
like that,
the norm as it's considered.
But it's all manageable once you know what's going on, and you can like give people the correct support they need once you actually understand what's happening. But because I was so young at that point, I had no idea. I couldn't actually comprehend what was going on with them. I just thought they were, you know.
I mean, I certainly made mistakes as well with the whole thing, because obviously I was just like as well, all the other guys were just trying to help you, but I remember as well one time when you're sort of getting out of it, like you're becoming a bit better, you're coming back to school more regularly, and then you just said, oh, do you want to come to like mine for lunch or whatever, and I was just like, ah, sure. During school, so whatever, like me, you and Fergus went back, only for then your sister to go like, oh yeah, and you're like, here was the dog, like, and then he's just like, we got rid of the dog a week ago, Euan. How don't you notice these sorts of things? And then like when I left, I went having a pretty hard go at you, like, you need to fucking sort your life out, which at the time wasn't the best thing to say to you probably, but you know, I was just that worried, I suppose, that, you know, you're trying to say everything to like get someone out of a destructive cycle, if you like.
Yeah, no, like I certainly appreciate all the things that, because I remember that you did always offer to, and your mum as well. Your mum, I'm very appreciative of that, 'cause she has always said that I'd have a place to stay if I needed it, and that really helped. Not even if I like wasn't even using it, just the fact that it was there was really nice to know, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well you've got this sort of stereotypical man gene of, I cannot talk about my problems, I can't say them out loud, I don't want to, sort of thing.
I mean, I don't agree that should be the case, but yeah, probably. That's true.
But anyway, getting away from that, you thankfully got out of that, you know.
Yeah.
All fine and good then. You then made it through the whole 6 years unscathed.
Yeah, it was a lot more enjoyable. That I had a lot of good fun in 6th year. It wasn't obviously school was not pretty shit most of the time. But, you know, had a bit of banter every now and then with the lads.
Bit of banter.
Good.
I forgot what road I was going to go down now, just because we got so deep into that.
Jamie's almost falling asleep.
School was shit.
School was shit.
School was shit. When was that I met you? When was the first time I met you?
I don't know, it's probably one of his birthday parties or something.
No, I can't have been. They must have like met each other in school beforehand. Like,
maybe. I just don't think. I think the whole time we managed to avoid each other because we weren't in any classes. Like, you always know there's certain people in your year, but there's always some people that you just never see because you're never put in the same classes just by pure coincidence. And then even if you are, it's always seated out. Like, you just never come into contact with them. It's pretty amazing having spent 6 years in the same year as some people and really actually come into contact with them when you think about it.
So, I'm going to do a segment, right, Euan? This is called What Do You Think Of? I'm going to give you some names of like different subjects, right? And as fast as you can, I want you to come up with. I want you to come up with like what your response on them is.
Your opinion.
Like as fast as you can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I done this last week.
Short and sweet.
I done this last week at the Blue.
Are they deep?
I have no idea. No.
No.
So like, I'll give you for example. Liam said Scotland, and then I said best place in the world.
Yeah, just be short.
Short.
A train spotting speech.
Right. You ready?
Yeah.
Right. First one, Scotland.
Scotland. How do I feel about Scotland? Well, I believe it's very patriotic. It's a very patriotic place, obviously, because you got people like Jamie who can defend it to the death.
I mean, just because he has the accent doesn't mean he defend it to the death.
No, I really appreciate other people's sense of patriotism towards Scotland. I think it's really great, and I wish I could have that. I think I would have that if I wasn't so like if I was moved about a lot. Obviously, I didn't have time to develop that sort of love for my home country. Obviously, I do love Scotland, but not to the same extent as lots of other people. Obviously, my mum was English, and I was raised by her. I'm like, oh, yeah, no.
I'm lucky.
I wouldn't have Euan again on the podcast.
I'm lucky, mate.
But obviously, I'm Scottish because I was born here and I was raised here. So
yeah. Pop music.
Pop music. It's not my favourite genre, but I can dig some.
You can have a wee cheeky listen occasionally.
I do feel like most of the songs that you hear in your Dusk and your Feel Bar are quite similar, but that doesn't mean that I can't enjoy the occasional banger. Like Feels by Calvin Harris, that's a new one that's out.
So it's a good tune.
That's a very good tune.
Yeah, like
good choice.
Yeah, thanks.
Rock music.
Rock music. That's what I was brought up on. I was brought up on your Bon Jovi and your AC/DC. Rock music will always hold a special place in my heart.
Was your mum quite a music, like, is she quite a music fan, so you hardly gone to it? Is it just your own desire?
Yeah, me and my sister are both very like musically orientated. Like, she's a really good singer. Obviously, I listen to music all the time. I play guitar, but my mum is tone deaf and never listens to music. I don't know where we got it from. It's weird, but there you go.
Fair enough. Weeaboos.
Weeaboos. That's the guys that like Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Like each to their own. Like obviously, I don't partake myself, but that doesn't mean I have anything bad to say about them. I mean, the Body Pillows, right? I've heard about them. They're a little bit weird. I'm not one for kink shaming, so
fair days.
You do you, man.
Politicians.
Just all of them in general.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them.
That's fair.
Bit mad.
Yeah.
What I feel about politicians is that the best type of leaders are ones that have leadership actually like forced upon them, that they have to take it. Like, anybody that actively seeks out power shouldn't have it, is what I think. But you can't really do that because it should be a democracy, obviously.
That's a pretty good point. I've thought of it like that way before. Jackie Chan.
I love him. He's one of my favourite actors of all time.
Right.
Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights. Oh, amazing.
Owen Wilson.
Also amazing. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights, he's also in those. And the way he says wow, it's actually amazing. It's better than anything really. Better.
Drugs.
All drugs?
Yeah, we're just...
I mean, I think I'm very open to trying everything once or twice. Maybe a few more times, but like I believe that everything is fine in moderation. Obviously not everything, like your heroin, your cocaine, you probably never take those, but I'm not gonna enforce my ideals on drugs on anybody else.
Not to throw you under the bus, but have you done either of those two?
I've not done heroin or cocaine. No.
Yeah, just wondering.
Yeah, like I believe that if you want to try it, but don't ever take it too far. You need to be self-aware with these things because people can get
or force upon others.
Yeah, people can take it too far and not even realise it in themselves. So you have to listen to your friends at times. Like, you know what I mean? If your friends tell you that they're concerned about you because of a certain substance, then you should really listen to them, regardless if you think it yourself.
Fair enough. Concerts.
I've not actually been to many for such a big music lover.
No, I thought you had.
I've not actually been to that many. No,
huh?
I've seen like a few really small gigs of things that like people that aren't like famous. Like, you know, I've seen guys in cafes and that. That's like my preferred type of thing because it's music that you can't just hear on YouTube and Spotify and that. It's like
unique,
unknown artists. Yeah. So like if I were to go to pay like 90 quid to go see, was it Drake or some shit, I could just listen to him on Spotify and get better sound quality. Not that I'm disagreeing with going to it because the experience as a whole, but
that's great. Yeah,
I did see Bon Jovi. That was amazing.
First that you saw them in Glasgow.
No, Edinburgh.
Education system sort of went on, but do you have any like sort of other ones to throw in there?
I think the concept of education system, like schools and that, is obviously a great idea. Obviously, like you need to learn how to do stuff. I think the way that people go about it isn't the best, but obviously it's being worked on. Things like you know, the way they judge people's intelligence is through just, you know, absorbing information and spewing it back out again in a different format, which is kind of dumb. I think you should really try and challenge people with like more problem solving type stuff to see how their brain actually works rather than just memorizing things and spewing out. But that's just my opinion.
Fair dues. We maybe know someone that does this. People refuse to give up an argument.
People refuse to give up an argument. I usually just concede. Like
I know you do.
Like, obviously, the same as everyone else. If I think I'm right because everybody thinks they're right. Otherwise, they wouldn't say things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you say something, you believe it to be true. That shouldn't mean you're not open to discussion about it and let your mind be changed by other people.
But like, what about you know something is 100% correct and the other person's arguing it?
If I know something is 100% correct and someone's arguing about it, I won't just keep pursuing it. I'll be like, hey, you can think that if you like.
So you just take the L and just.
Yeah,
I mean, thankfully, I don't know many people, Lewis, that maybe go down that path.
Yeah.
And finally, people who believe they have more talent than they actually do, and like will brag about it, sort of thing.
I mean, as long as it doesn't actually like humiliate them, then it is fine. Like if you believe that you're good at something, even if you're not, that's like fine because that will inherently increase your self-confidence, and that's a good thing as long as it's not taken too far and it becomes like hubris. That's fine. But like if you, for example, think you're amazing at singing, then go on the X Factor and they're actually shite, I feel like it's partly your friends and family's responsibility to inform you before you go on X Factor that you might not be quite as good as you think you are.
Fair enough. There's actually one other one I left out there, sorry. Cats.
Not the biggest fan of cats. No, I'm definitely more of a dog person. Love dogs to death. I currently live with a cat who's the incarnation of Satan himself. Just attack you for no reason all the time.
Do you want to tell them the gas story about the...
Oh yeah, that was fucking fun. My flatmate left the gas on and the house was just filled with gas, right? So we're like, right, we need to get out of there. So I go out and I phone my sister just to tell her like, hey, if you come back to the house, like, don't go back in because like it's filled with gas and we're waiting for it to go away because we turned the gas off and opened the windows before we left, obviously. And then she was like, where's the cat? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, you need to go back in and get the cat. And I was like, you want me to go back in, potentially suffocate, or not suffocate, just like oxygen, what's it called?
Deprivation.
Yeah, something like that, I can't remember. You know, to go back in there and fucking die for your shite bag of a cat that's actually evil and not even nice anyway. She's like, yeah, there's no cat flap, no.
She'd probably think about that.
Yeah, so I went back into the house with my flatmate and the cat, obviously because such a bitch, will not let you pick her up at all. So we had to we literally flipped the sofa so she couldn't hide under it. There was shit everywhere, holding our breath the whole time till we get the cat cage and like pin her against the wall so we get in this cage and go outside like almost like fucking seeing stars in that because we're holding our breath for that long. Meanwhile, we were like turning light switches on and off, even though you're really not meant to do that because
to collect the gas.
But we had to see the cat in order to catch it, so it's dumb.
Obviously, currently you do live with your sister and Francis, our previous guest. What's it like living with them?
It's pretty interesting. It's never a dull moment, I will tell you that.
What's your biggest pet peeves with both of them?
Biggest pet peeve? I don't know. Francis always wears my clothes, but I wear his clothes quite a lot as well, to be fair. So it's
probably better than him wearing your sister's clothes.
That's true, yeah.
Sorry, I'd take that one.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. What's other pet peeves? I don't really have any, to be honest.
None for your sister?
Catherine, what does she do?
She bought that cat.
That's the biggest one. That's not a pet peeve. That's like a giant mammoth peeve. Not really got anything that bad.
One more question before we go into another segment is what's the from what you can remember, what's the best night out you've ever had? Because I imagine living with Francis, you'd probably had a good few with him.
Best night out I've ever had?
Not just with us, like anyone, it could be any time.
Oh jeez, I don't know, I've had so many nights out. Let me think.
Need like the wee intermission card to just appear on the podcast.
I don't know, was that the time we went to Dundee?
Dundee was.
That was a good night. I'm not sure it was the best one. I mean, it was really good.
That, like, sort of cottage house type thing.
Oh no. So
Ely?
but no, we had Ely was very good as well, but it wasn't really like nights out as such. So quite a lot of our friends the previous year that were at college stayed out at Dundee, and me, Francis, Euan and Sam, who's a lot of our friends, got invited out to Dundee just to go out on the sesh sort of thing. And
we did.
Sesh we did. I'm impressed because it's probably the most amount of alcohol I've ever drunk and not felt that bad after it. Like, because I spent like, that's probably the most I've ever spent that. I spent like 70 quid if you include the train tickets. Wow. I don't spend that much on nights out, but it was just like literally rounds after rounds of Jaeger bombs, vodka and cokes. We had the beers in the flat beforehand. We were doing what was that game? We did Piccolo. What was the other one that we did again?
We do Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire we did. There was another one as well with like you have to tell someone to do something or something. I can't remember.
Is it Never Have I Ever, Truth or Dare or something?
We did that, but there was one like where I don't know, like you get given like an app. No. You're given an app and let's say like I don't know, the person 3 from your left has to do 5 push-ups, otherwise they'd have to take 2 drinks or something like that.
Something like that.
That was pretty fun.
No, it was. I remember because we went to the Union,
or the Onion, as it's called by the cool kids.
Student-y place, right? Oh, that was a good night.
So to put in comparison, you have Dusk, Frost and Sun, which is 1 floor, and the dance floor is maybe the size of my living room.
Yeah.
Over in Dundee, it has 5 floors of different nightclubs.
It was all very different styles of club on each floor. The bottom one was your stereotypical, just like bouncy rave tunes, right? But they had a weird band. It was like a karaoke.
Oh yeah, no, by the end of the night they were playing like live music, like a proper concert sort of style thing.
Cool.
Yeah, so the Union is run, or all the nights at the Union are run by Raymond, one of my mates that used to work in the EE.
Oh, right.
Every night is run by him.
Oh. Well, I mean, you can tell he does a good job because I had a great night.
Like, that's sick.
Top
floor was like your. Well,
I thought that was like Argoff sort of. Yeah, we didn't spend too long in there.
For a bit.
I couldn't be bothered. I left that shit behind.
A wee bit of fun.
Then you also had like an arcade and like pool room. You also had like a regular bar.
You sit down and like drink.
That was That was actually really good, and I was actually amazed because I drank so much and it was so fine and it was brilliant. It's probably from dancing so much I sweated it all out.
It was a really great night, and I remember that. It was fun.
Apart from Sam trying to start with sort of fight with a guy in the kebab shop afterwards.
Yeah. He was tiny as well.
You can tell it's a good night, but you end up in a kebab shop at the end.
At 4 in the morning as well. You wouldn't get that in Stirling.
No, it's 2 o'clock in the morning for the kebab shops in Stirling.
Right, Euan, so we have another segment called Liam and Jaba, brackets, and the guest to do the news.
That's imaginative.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, am I taking part in the news as well?
Yeah, so basically, I've went out, got news stories beforehand, and I'm just going to tell you what they are, and then we're going to discuss them basically afterwards to get our thoughts on them. Jamie will recognise the first story that comes up because it's a throwback to when Francis was on. Helicopter sex film officer Adrian Pogmore jailed. So basically, me and Francis were speaking, and when he was last on the podcast, and there's this group of helicopter pilots basically spying on naked people.
Why were these people naked just outside?
No, like a few people were like shagging outside, some were on the beach, and yeah, basically these helicopter pilots were like watching over them. And we'll ask Francis the same question I gave him. If you're sitting in a helicopter, nothing today, you don't have any crimes to be at, you see some folks shagging beneath you, you've got a camera to zoom in, wouldn't you?
Would I look
or
record? Is that what
No, he didn't record, he was looking at it.
Just looking.
Would you have a gander?
Yeah.
I would have a gander, yeah. I would certainly have a look. I certainly wouldn't film it because that's uncool, but I'd take a wee glance and, you know.
Yeah, see, I think, like, because we were discussing it last time, like, sort of how long he was doing it for, because, like, if it's just sort of like a glance to him shag and then leave, and then that's sort of okay, because, like, you're just looking at him.
Specifically says he filmed them.
Yeah, no, however, that didn't come up in the previous time that we did it, so yeah, no, it doesn't say he did film them.
That's not okay.
Which is what we didn't discuss last time.
Now the crime does seem...
Yeah,
you can understand why he lost his
certainly realise why he's
Imagine
in
though
jail.
that... Well, okay, firstly, imagine being that dumb that you're going outside to shag in the first place.
Yeah.
And secondly, imagine just going out and seeing a helicopter for a long time hovering above you.
Like, if he's filming it for a decent amount of time, he's just going to be hovering above them, and they're just going to be like, were they oblivious to this helicopter?
Oh no, that's the only reason they got caught is because they reported, because they thought, hey, look, they might have... Imagine reporting that as well to the police here. Listen, I think when your helicopter is spying on me whilst I was having sex.
Did they also get arrested for public nudity, or...
Well, no, it was done like in their own property, like, it was done like in their garden, and then
so
like...
he was just flying over their house?
No, like, I think what was happening, like, because I think with police helicopters, I think like they have to be in the air in case something happens anyway. I think what was basically happening is when he didn't have a crime to go to, he spotted this, he was filming them sort of thing. But he said there was 4 incidents between 2007 to 2012.
Well, he's done it 4 times.
Yeah, it's not just once he's done it.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's not cool. Yeah,
it's pretty fucked up. Just imagine, like, I mean, we were saying this.
We discussed it last time, and it didn't seem
as bad.
It's got a little bit darker in the past couple of
weeks. It didn't
weeks.
seem as bad as what it is now. Like, we never knew he filmed it. Before it was his first time.
Yeah.
And we thought it was just a glance, boom, that was it.
A one-time mistake that he just... But no, it turns out he's a serious sex pest.
The other thing as well that I brought up to Francis is, like... Well, put it this way, right... Great Britain's one of the most like watched like cities in the world, sort of thing.
Big
like
Brother, George Orwell.
Yeah, basically 1984. But yeah, basically like, we're one of the most watched nations in the world, right? Imagine the amount of folk that are monitoring CCTV cameras on a regular basis, and you know folk will have been getting up to stuff in front of CCTV cameras.
Yeah, definitely. That might be why they have them so shite quality all the time. Right? You ever realise that, right? You look at your average camera, it's super high quality, right? And you look on, like, I don't know, Watch Dogs or whatever the crime things are, right? And you look at their CCTV, and you can't see shit.
The camera on your phone is taking a better video than...
I wonder why, because like, it doesn't help as well, because like, there's been plenty of times I've been watching the news and then they've sort of said this person was seen kidnapping this one, do you know who they are? And like, it brings up this like 2 pixel like square heat, and we're like, well, that could be anyone.
Steve from Minecraft.
Well, in our shop we got 2 iPhones stolen, right? This was a wee bit ago, and
how did you not? Can I ask, right, sorry, how can you not see? I thought they were like strapped down to the
No,
table.
they are, right, but so you used to be able to pull them up, right? And they were attached to a wire, and then it was obviously on a bracket that was secured by nails and shit like that. Guys came in with tools, and the alarm doesn't go off, right? He's unscrewed both of them.
Wait, is this in the middle of the shop?
We have 7 up the top of the shop.
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean? It's difficult. this is what I was going to show you. And basically, he's ran past Stormfront, which is the Apple store right next door. And then we asked him to get a picture of him. And I swear to God, like, it's fucking
It's like,
two
a blurry potato
megapixels.
running
Aye.
past. You know?
Can you say you had no idea who was ever going? Do you know, it's like, have you seen this mad picture of like a fucking Lego character?
I'm not being funny, but your store is full of iPhones and iPads that could probably take a better picture and a better video than that camera up on that roof.
Yeah, you might as well just put one of the phones on the counter and just start video.
That would actually be more beneficial, probably.
Have you seen this man? Possibly Asian, possibly white, possibly over 6 foot, maybe not.
It just reminds
Might
me
be
of
wearing black.
His nose is technically above his eyes in this picture.
it just reminds me of the Only Fools and Horse episode. There's one where they all get like brought, like the three of them get brought into jail, and they're basically committed a crime where like Dell's stolen a microwave, but the other two don't know about it. And they have to, and they're obviously like, and they've said, oh yeah, some guy nicked off the back of a lorry, so he's gone, alright, we'll put him in each different rooms, and they have to give like a description of this guy. And of course they come back and he brings out this sheet, he's like, well, we're currently looking for a 6'12" midget who's half Caucasian, half Asian, and is deaf and blind.
Yeah, that's
exactly what CCTV camera gets you.
Yeah, no, I know it's going off talking about. I just remember them trying to get away with it. Them saying maybe this is the one day he could have gone away with if ever you steal something. When Ronnie says, "Oh yeah, no, he just dropped the microwave when he was walking." He went, and the police was like, "Oh, it explains everything now. It just happens, doesn't it? You're walking down the street one day, you're carrying your microwave, you go to take a hanky out of your pocket, boom, your microwave drops. You don't notice it. You keep walking on."
Yeah,
they could have used that excuse with the iPhones if they got caught.
Yeah, like, oh, what?
So yeah, let's go to the second news story.
How did we get onto that for that sex pest police officer helicopter?
It's the beauty of podcast. You ramble on basically for an hour or whatever, and then it gets made.
Yeah, okay.
That's why it's one of the easiest things to do, folk out there. Except don't take this because we need the views.
Yeah, views.
I mean, we are the best podcast out there. Just throwing it out there.
So. Best one I've heard.
Best one I've ever been on, personally.
Yeah, same here. Liam, hit us with the next piece of
so yeah, basically there's this like model called Chloe. You know who I'm like for pronouncing names.
Ailing
we'll go with. Who was basically sold to the she represented Britain as like a model. She went out to Milan to sort of do modelling, and then basically she was drugged and then put on what's known as like the sex trade black market or whatever, and sold for, I think it says something like £230,000 to basically be sold off to the sex trade. And thankfully she was found. But the thing is, and she was threatened with death as well from like, you know, obviously if she didn't perform sexual acts.
The mafia.
Sort of, I suppose, but it makes you think, doesn't it? Like, see all like these models and that, they go out to like Milan, Paris and whatever. I didn't actually, I mean, this story must have been in the news because it was actually discussed last night at Stones, but it sort of makes you think, doesn't it? Like, these people are going over there, they're not actually getting protection. It's sort of in the news that the most beautiful women are around. Jamie's having a look at her pictures. And and Jamie's currently trying to look for £230,000 to pay for you. Right, Jamie, put down the phone.
Understandable.
I don't know. I mean, like.
But yeah, like you're going out there. When you think about it, it's pretty easy targets because I've sort of went, oh well, they'll just be staying about the hotel. But I suppose they're just wandering about Milan and all that, and you know, like they could quite easily be captured.
Some sort of bodyguards though.
No, they don't. Like apparently for the events they get them, but not during like the downtime. That's why like she was able to get kidnapped.
That's weird. I was gonna say because fashion is obviously such a big thing in Milan. Like Milan is like the
sort of capital.
That's why I went there because they looked at me.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't get kidnapped. That's all I'm saying.
You wouldn't be worth €230,000.
Yeah, £20 to take him, please.
Wow, thanks guys. Thanks for putting up my self-esteem.
Generally, you're right when you're saying that, like, she should really have bodyguards better though.
Well, I wonder if because of that they'll start giving them, but also at the same time as well, I mean, as someone that quite likes independence, if I went out there and constantly being followed around by a bodyguard, I'd be kind of pissed off, to be honest.
I think if I had enough fame that I was in fear how anything happened to me while I was in a different country, I think.
Like, what if you're a big actor, politician, or whatever?
So I think I would make friends with bodyguards. You know what I mean, I wouldn't just have people follow me around. I would actually want them there.
You don't want someone that you can't trust to stab you in the back. Yeah.
What about like okay, and that brings on to another thing. I know this is going away from it, but okay, so you are, because I've heard YouTubers talk about it, so you're a YouTuber, you're with 12 million subscribers.
Wow.
You've got a lot of money.
What am I doing here then?
You've got a lot of money from this, however, you get a lot of fame. You go to Dusk and every single time you just want to have a good time, however, every 2 seconds there's someone coming up to you asking for a picture and just wanting to chat about YouTube and whatever. Yeah. Do you get a bodyguard for a night out?
No. Bodyguard would be useless on a night out. It's way too crowded, people are spilling drinks. You can't dance with a bodyguard. But, well, you could if you was a cool bodyguard. But what I would do is simply, because it's so badly lit and everybody's really smashed, you just need a really basic disguise. Don't even need a complex disguise.
Alright, okay, what would you do then? Right, okay. So everyone recognises you for like the dark clothes, the hair, the glasses. What would you do then to change it up slightly?
I would put contact lenses in, because obviously I'm rich and I can afford that as a multi-million subscriber YouTuber.
Yeah.
I would, I don't know, maybe wear some special shoes that make me look even taller than I already am.
So you'd wear platforms.
Platform shoes, yeah.
I think to be honest, right, you might get more attention. You might get more attention from having taller shoes.
Yeah, I'd get more attention, but they wouldn't know it was me. They'd just be like, "Oh, there's some weird guy wearing a rainbow jacket with high shoes."
I'm thinking maybe like blonde highlights, not hair.
Blonde highlights, yeah, but like if it'd have to be like.
I mean, but what if I went? Then they'd think we're some sort of duo act.
Yeah, like Jedward.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say that we've got the same musical ability. I mean,
as Jedward.
Yeah.
So that goes back to the talent thing.
Right. People that think that's what happens when you let them get away with it.
This is what happens when you go on a podcast and you think you're big now. You think you're as good as Jedward.
I thought I was good as Jedward before I came on this podcast.
Wow, yeah. I thought you were a down to earth kind of guy. It turns out you think you're some sort of like successful guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd try and disguise myself a little bit.
Oh, fair play.
I don't know, going back to the bodyguard thing, I think it'd be fine as long as you had people you can relate to.
Yeah, if you could
with.
hire one of your mates to be a bodyguard, that would be swell.
I mean, no, maybe like, I wouldn't even trust Fergus, because like Fergus gives off the teddy bear vibe, but you wouldn't be taken seriously as a bodyguard.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want Lewis,
it's just Lewis, to keep people away, it's not to
Lewis and Francis would go for the fight. They'd like see someone walking towards me and go, right, this is the perfect opportunity. Plus they get smashed anyway and wouldn't be able to help me later on.
That's true, yeah.
Who could we honestly like rely on as like our friends as a bodyguard? Because like you'd want to have a good time there as well. It's not like you'd want to be sober the full time, not getting drunk.
That's true.
Because Dusk sober is like hell.
Dusk sober is just a nightmare. You can actually see what's going on.
I will still put it there's better than food bar.
A big man like myself would be a good bodyguard, like.
So.
I think you just lose interest and just fuck off after half an hour.
I can't be a
to have a scarier look. Like you need some sort of like.
To
be fair,
somebody was coming up to annoy you or whatever, I think I'd like.
You do have quite a serious gaze. Like,
I mean, you'd actually be. I think you'd be a good bodyguard. To be fair, I need to buy like a black suit though and tie in like an earpiece so folk knew like you were to be taken seriously when like your average
teardrop tattoo.
No, we'll get marker beforehand writing you to your tattoos before you go in, like really shittily drawn that wipe off with like the sweat coming from inside it. It's like, yeah, I'm a hard man, I went to prison once.
I'm not sure how much someone would have to pay me to follow somebody about in Dusk sober, just protecting them for people. Like that sounds no very fun.
How much would you honestly the minimum expectation you'd want for a night?
I would want,
like if you were talking like you start from like when they go to Dusk, like we're talking 11 till 3.
11 till 3, so what, that's like 4 hours. I'd expect maybe 40-50 quid for that. Yeah.
I think that's actually more reasonable. I would say because the like the late night sort of thing and because more chance of getting hurt, I'd say 70 to 80 I'd expect.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
How about you?
I'd be taking like 200.
Well, you're a premium
bodyguard. We've gone up to the ranges here. Yeah. And if you want to hire a bodyguard, leave a comment below.
Like a shitey pseudo celebrity, you can afford to hire me and Liam. Jamie's for the big shots.
KSI for your Jake Paul and shit.
You'd just be baiting. You'd be like, so Jake, if I was really so asked, do you want to sign this contract when you come onto the podcast?
What if the contract said that you had to dab on the haters if you were Jake?
I would dab on the haters.
Would you
I mean, to be honest, if I was getting paid £200, I'd dab on the haters as well.
How much money would you have to be paid to dab on national television?
National television.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like you're on your own, like it's very obvious, or like in a crowd somewhere.
No, I'm talking like BBC News.
Oh no, I couldn't do it on BBC
Headline:
News.
Man dabs in front of world, and it's just you.
I would.
At the crowd level, something.
You'd do that for free.
I would do that just for free. Just because
I don't think I could have you back on the podcast if you did that.
I'm just a fucking.
You'd be getting replaced.
I would need to do it like while I was streaking or something.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to be
true.
streaking.
Go hard or go home.
Aye.
The really intense way.
Aye, exactly.
Right, so before we end, Jane, we like to play a wee game called Quick Fire, which, as Francis actually told you, it works.
No, he's not really informed me on anything that's going on, really.
What a bastard. We were hoping this guy would give us promotion, didn't we, Jamie?
Fucking to make it a surprise.
Right, you would make sure you go and share us on Facebook and all your social media. It says, best podcast ever.
Yeah.
Make sure it's in bold letters as well.
Make sure you get French Canadian Liam to listen.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll love it. I'll tell him.
I don't actually think you're a bastard since I met you. If you listen French Canadian,
I think you're a bastard.
I thought it'd be kind of cool to meet you. You know, see what it was like meeting you. And can you give us maybe stories that you've forgotten about Canada if you ever came on?
Yeah.
Right. So basically, what happens is well, wait a minute, we need to agree on something between you and me. Do you give him one re-go if he fucks up badly, or you give Francis?
One re-go. Like we gave
how badly?
I feel bad because he's going to get to the fucking top. I'm going to be at the bottom permanently.
Don't overestimate.
I'm afraid.
Oh no!
I'm afraid Francis got it.
Well, Francis got a DNF and then he got that time and scored by the end of it. So after the second.
All I'm going to say is, do you know how it works?
No, is it like trivia?
It's an app called Hot Seat.
Right. Yeah, you can explain what I'm saying.
And then it gives you a letter. Okay, so you get 10 goes. It gives you a letter.
Okay.
So say your letter is B.
Yeah.
It will then give you subjects.
Well, no, you can have the choice to re-roll the letter if you want.
Re-roll the letter.
But you only have one.
If you're going to get a B, you're not going to re-roll it.
Because it's a good letter.
It's a good letter.
Is it?
And then it'll give you toiletries. You've got to say a toiletry starting to B.
Oh, okay.
Or sports team.
Begin with B.
That sort of thing.
Alright.
I was thinking actually, I read out last time.
So somebody named Jamie. You named 9 things beginning with one letter for a category
in 1 minute and 4 seconds. Yeah. Like the thing is, alright. See if you get 5. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done this, but see if he gets 5 wrong, you just need to hit stop because it doesn't work for our system if he gets over 5 wrong.
Yeah.
So if you get 5 wrong, it counts as a DNF. Like your
score. How do you get them wrong?
No, well, like you say pass if you can't get.
Like if you can't think of something, or if it's because Jamie will get the ultimate decision if it's right or wrong.
I'll read the actual game's description. It says, when you're ready, choose a quiz master, which will be you, to decide whether. No, sorry, it'll be me. Whether you decide or not to accept your answer, which being your letter, the quizmaster rolls a letter, and you get one chance to re-roll. Right.
Right. No. Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be the rules from now on. If you get a DNF, you get one chance to re-go. If you don't get a DNF, your score's going on the board, no matter what.
So you have to answer your questions as fast as you can. You have 5 chances to pass. But passing incurs a time penalty of 10 seconds, so if you pass, you get 10 seconds added to your time.
That makes sense. Okay.
Judging by the times it appears, don't pass.
Yeah.
I would have fucking.
Liam should be fine, but the rest
he was on it. See, when my score went out, he was so shit because if I said like one really obvious thing I didn't remember, I would have beaten you.
Have you guys actually read these out to the listeners? They know what the current scores are.
They know the current scores.
However, 1 minute 4. With 9 correct is what you've got to beat.
Right.
That's Jamie.
Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Give him his letter.
Yeah, here we go.
Your letter, you do get a chance to re-roll. Your first letter that's given you is I.
That's a wee bit of a tricky one. Do you re-roll though?
I think I'll re-roll that one. Yeah.
What if you get Z though? Then you'll be fucked.
What have we got here?
That's
better. I'm a big fan of the.
You ready for your first go?
I'm going to soundbite that.
So I'll read the questions.
Right.
I'll put it down here. You can hover over and read it as well in case I fuck up with reading.
I'll hover over. That's fine.
Are you ready?
Be quick as you can. Okay.
Right.
Oh, I didn't realise there was a countdown.
1. Sports equipment.
Can pass if you can't think.
Pass.
Reasons to call the emergency services.
Death.
Things that are called.
Drinks.
Yeah.
Things that are hot.
Dinners.
Something you're afraid of.
Darkness.
Things that are sticky.
Duct tape.
Oh,
Items in this room.
Desk.
Animal noises.
Pass.
Things you do at work.
Dishes.
School subjects.
Pass.
Right, okay. So
unfortunately,
your first attempt.
Right, hold on. I'll put up. Because we're gonna have to leave it at that.
That was terrible.
I'm
I'm so embarrassed. So many people are gonna see it.
Right, Jamie, read out the time and the score.
Hold on. It was 1 minute and 19.
Oh no.
And it was 7 correct.
Oh jeez, that's just humiliating.
Wait, when you think about it, you're only 4 seconds behind Liam with 1 less correct.
Right.
It wasn't the worst score.
It's not the worst. Well, it is
There
the
was a
worst
point
score.
you were.
It's the worst score so
It is
far.
literally the worst score.
It's like, see as well after your start, there was a point when you got into the floor and you nearly fucking bet
Yeah,
you and Jamie rather as well. Right, well, I think that's us, mate. There's one final question of which I will give to everyone before we leave.
Right. Is it how have I enjoyed this podcast?
No, but I mean, I know the answer to that, so is everyone else. It's how do you want to be remembered?
How do I want to be remembered?
Exactly, I know, I'm throwing the big ones at you.
Jeez. I want to be remembered for like the only answer I could really give is a really cliche one. Like, no, I just want to be remembered for, being a good person to my friends and stuff.
That's not a bad thing to be remembered for.
I also want to be remembered as funny. That would be good as well.
Yeah, I think you've got that covered, don't worry.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure finally being able to get you on, mate.
Yeah, me
It's been
too.
great for the chat.
About fucking time, eh?
We'll be back.
We did fuck it a few times.
Yeah. We'll be back next week for our special football podcast with me and James, which we're looking forward to.
Indeed.
Sounds lovely.
But anyway, until we see you next Thursday, I've been Liam Whyte.
And I've been Jamie Allan.
I've been Euan Mackenzie.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.